Good morning, traders, and welcome to Flow with the Markets Tuesday, volume 160. I'm really excited to welcome you here. And as you know, in this video, it is pretty raw. I just start speaking, and what we do is we just have an update from what happened on Monday and see how we can flow with the developments on Monday and attack the market on Tuesday. Because as I keep telling you every week, the biggest skill a trader can have is to learn how to flow with the market and detach from any outcomes, right? So be open to a lot of outcomes, have different scenarios, and just keep an open mind, because you could be bullish this morning, but then something happens, like even on Frankfurt Open or London Open, and you have to turn on the other side, right? And if you keep being married to your initial analysis, then you're gonna lose. And at the end of the day, I'm sure a lot of you have had this situation when you're like, why did I go short today, man? The day was just long, right? So of course, make sure to learn how to flow with the market and don't get married to a bias. Don't use words like the market will do this, the market will go down, needs to go down, or something like this. It's always could, potentially, might, okay? So let's have an update. We have an interesting start of the week. As you can see, immediately the Dixie does something that we didn't think about. But of course, I probably mentioned it, right? First of all, I would actually like to start with the economic calendar. So make sure that you check out your economic calendars this week. Monday started pretty slow. We had a bank holiday as well. Tuesday today, we don't have something too major except index of consumer prices for Germany, right? I don't see anything. Maybe consumer confidence for the euro can boost in some volume, right? We have a couple of US news right there as well, consumer confidence as well. It is marked as a medium impact, but I do think that with the current inflation situation, it could actually be a major one, right? Wednesday, this is China, so probably a lot of us don't care about this when it comes to Forex trading. This one is important, harmonized index CPI, right? For the euro, CPI right there for Italy. Then we have employment change for the US. Then we have GDP for Canada. So a lot of important news on Wednesday. Thursday, we have retail sales. What you can see right here, we have a lot of those S&P global PMI, right? We have GDP, unemployment right there, jobless claims, non-farm productivity, a lot of which are marked as medium impact, but I do believe they are major, right? And then we have manufacturing PMI for the US. And then on Friday, what I really love about this week is that we have NFP. Man, this feels so good to me because I'm flying back on Thursday, right? So probably Friday is going to be a skip for me. I also start my final year of university, so I'm going to be there on Friday. So probably I'm not going to be trading on Fridays because I have on-site lectures every Friday, but NFP is gonna go out, and then we have a whole September ahead of us, and we don't have to wait a whole week for NFP, right? So it looks like a pretty volatile week, right? So it's gonna be a bit hard to actually forecast the macro move of the week. So again, guys, as I told you in the beginning, just let's flow with the markets, all right? So what Dixie does, I'm gonna be fast today because I'm using 4G right now, and it's gonna take a lot of time to upload probably, and I don't want to use it all. So we have this beautiful push into the highs, but there are two scenarios right now. As I told you, when the market breaks like a major high, which this is a pretty major high, right? It tends to reverse, right? Or it tends to give us the pullback. So the pullback already initiated, and what we have right now is a very strong higher low. So this whole zone right there that we marked is right now a confirmed higher low. Why? Because it also caused a break of major structure. That is right here, okay? The market immediately initiated a pullback, and what we have right now is a little bit of a kind of accumulation / consolidation area. It is pretty flat on both sides, both on the top, both on the bottom. It kind of looks like these pennant formations forming out right now, so we really don't know what is gonna happen, okay? So if I just go to the hourly, nothing much I can say right now. I do think we actually tapped 50%, which is great, right? But has enough liquidity being gathered in order for the market to continue pumping higher? I don't think so, but I'm sad that we have signs on the 50-minute that the market is right now turning bullish. Okay, so as the market was pulling back right here, so if I just follow the structure, there is a push, pullback, lower low, there is our lower low. There's our 50-minute break. There's our 50-minute shift of structure. There is potentially the zone that actually shifted the structure and it got retested. Oops. Come on. Ooh, what am I doing? It got retested right here. And then what I really want to see right now is a break of this guy, because a break of this guy will then confirm potential bullishness, and then we can start longing. But I just don't like all of this price right there. Guys, I do think long term or sometime this week, we are gonna take out these lows, come in, tap inside this zone that we have forecasted also on Saturday, and then potentially launch a move higher. So this is my perfect scenario. Okay, intraday the market could be headed right now towards like retesting some sort of level right here on the left, right? The only nice level that I see is this one, but then we're gonna be so close to a new higher high, so probably I'm not gonna short from here in a bullish market that has already pulled back below 50%. Okay, so what I would really love to see is to see bearish Dixie right now. Okay, I don't want it to go higher right now and retest some of these regions. I just want it to flush right now, retest these zones right there, so then I can start looking for longs. Okay, but what we can see right now is that we have some bullish flow, right? We have some bullish flow kicking in right now, and although we're not breaking major structure, we are currently responding from demand zones. Okay, and we can see that just right now in London Open, we're starting to pop a little bit to the upside. And probably we kind of had a little bit of a long opportunity right there, which means EU can actually be going short right now. So if we go ahead right now and break above this level, right, I will be looking then for a pullback, higher low continuation. Okay, this can also be a liquidity gap for the market to retest a zone like this, right? So then what I'm going to be looking for again is the same thing, but with a break of structure, then a lower high, and then a continuation lower. Okay, so guys, again, I think in scenarios, and I'm just potentially expecting to flow with the market, those are the two scenarios that I'm going to be looking for right now. I do believe just right now it's a bit premature because we're having like this overall range, right? Yes, demand is in control, but you can see those taps, they didn't break the major structure, and this is our major structure. Why? Because this is the first low and the first high of the reversal, and then anything right there in between that stays below this low and this high is a minor structure. Okay, so let's see what's happening. You can see that it actually rejected right now, so it doesn't give me a lot of confidence it's gonna go higher. So I wait. Okay, I wait. There is not an immediate setup that I look to take, and again, I really want to see the market come and retest some of these regions right there, maybe even take out this low right there as liquidity, and then from there I can potentially start expecting long continuations into the highs. Okay, but of course, if the market starts gathering momentum higher, then I wouldn't hesitate to actually follow this long momentum. Okay, so EU actually developed nice. We can see that just as expected, we actually had a break of this low that confirmed a new lower low, and you can see the market is already in the pullback, so that actually looks quite good, right? So let me actually delete everything right now and give you an update. So what we're looking for right now is this wick. Right, there is this wick. We had a very nice push and a massive expansion higher. So also what happened yesterday is we did get a nice long, right? We got a very nice Asian trending range. Yeah, trending Asian session, but Monday's Asian session is screwed. So yeah, this is the push that actually took out the Asian low. There is the push, there is a pullback. So potentially you could be looking for a beautiful long right there. I'm sure a lot of you took this one because it was textbook. I didn't. I'm not trading this week. Right now we have pulled back very deeply, but we haven't yet retested that wick. Okay. So EU's price action is a bit tricky right now on the 50 minutes. So unlike the Dixie, this one hasn't really broken like the major structure. It just broke out this one right there. So this is a pullback candle, so we can classify it as a potential trend change, but it is a little bit 50-50, right? We can see right now we have that same thing, that the market is, oh come on man, I suck at drawing zones this morning. The market is respecting those supply zones right now, but it's failing to really break the major one. But what we see is that it just keeps tapping. Right now it tapped again, and potentially right now it's giving us some sort of shorts, right? Maybe for the early warms right now, you can already be running into shorts right there. But yeah, so what I would actually love to see on EU, getting back to my original analysis, this looks pretty flat to me. So what I want to see is a nice sharp spike above, a tap inside this level, and then I'm going to be looking for a nice 15-minute structure shift, so then I can go short with the overall sentiment of the market. Okay, so if the market goes bearish right now, I don't know where it's going to be traveling towards. There is a nice zone right here, right? But this doesn't look like a logical development to me for the market to come so close right now after pulling back towards 50%, to come very close towards creating a new lower low, then to pull back up again, and then to go for a lower low, right? This doesn't look very logical to me. Okay, so what I would love to see is this development. Okay, and as I said in the Dixie, if right now we kind of very nicely break even below this structure, then potentially pull back and a nice 1 minute entry setup could be utilized. And then of course I'm going to be looking to take profits from here. Okay, so there are my two current scenarios, right? This looks more like a macro scenario. So of course intraday right now we can have like a nice bearish move, as I said, then stop right there and then start traveling above, which is not very logical to me, but of course anything can happen in the markets, right? So I don't see an immediate setup on EU. I wouldn't go long, right? Because everything looks short right now, the supply is in control, but I also wouldn't go short because I'm just not sure, right? I do think anytime soon we can pop above, right? So I am patient. Okay, because that's EU. Keeping it simple, I am waiting. Okay, this flat price action is very sketchy, is very very suspicious. So I am looking for it to get taken out and then potentially strike on a nice trade. What we're gonna see on the yen pairs is that they're pretty bullish, right? So we expected a long on euro yen, and yeah, it kind of, no, it just opened, it just pumped, right? No pullback, no nothing. So pretty much we already had the pullback on Friday, and then the market just pumped. I hope you're not hearing this kid crying. But yeah, so right now technically the market is bullish right now, so I wouldn't really look for shorts. And this is the tricky thing about, this is why I really hate the yens right now. They change the bias every time. It kind of gives you a little bit of a short bias or something, and then it just goes long, right? Chill out, bro. So there is a potential demand zone right there, and I would say that this is my major high low, major high high. Right now we're pulling back, so anytime it can actually go long. So monitor the 15 minute. The 15 minute is so far bearish, right? So as soon as it turns bullish, you can start looking for longs. But of course, I would appreciate if the market actually pulls me back below the 50%. So this right there could be a nice potential zone. It is an hourly zone. So if we have something like this, then I will be happy to go long. But if you start shifting the structure to bullish before that, I know the yen pairs don't often pull back to the 50%, especially when they start trending. So if you get any bullish signals, then go for it. Okay. Yes, we're responding from this supply as we indicated, and even if we refine it a little bit to the last candle right there, there it is. So this is why we're currently reacting, but it is probably just a reaction to pull back and then to go higher again. And this depends on the strength of the euro and the weakness of the yen. Okay, and the yen is pretty weak, while we saw EU actually made a push higher, and this is when the yen pair is gonna move, right? When UJ is bullish and Euro USD is bullish, which we actually had yesterday. So we had a nice move on Euro USD, on Euro Yen. Aussie dollar went ahead and broke the low, right? So this is one of the scenarios. And what happens if we break the low? We initiate the pullback. So there is the pullback. Did it tap 50%? So it hasn't even tapped 50%. Yeah, well, maybe just kissed it. Yeah, oh man, it just kissed it. I hate those because technically it's tapped 50%, but it hasn't really gotten deeper. Push, pull back right now, pulls back to the downside a little bit, and it looks like it wants to break out this high. Okay, so technically the 15-minute reversed, right? So we have a push, we have a pullback right there. So there's our trend change right here. Just right there, the market comes in again, but actually fails to tap inside the zone. Yeah, it takes out this first high. So then this becomes a second high. It just took out the second high. So what I'm looking for right now is, yeah, I would really love to see it go higher, but it's not about what I love to see. It's about what actually happens. Okay. So this is my major high low on the 15-minute. As long as we stay above this one, we are bullish. Okay. This is a major supply right here. Why? Because it caused the trend change, right? So right now we're coming in and taking the liquidity and tapping inside. So in order for me, you can go aggressively right now on short from here, right? Which is something that I wouldn't love to do. Or you can wait for a break of this demand, pull back and then short. Okay. And of course, what could happen is the market can pull back and go long, or the market right now could break above, which is even better, pull back and then go long, right? So I have three scenarios on this one. Hopefully you're not going crazy with all of my scenarios, but this is how I trade, guys. And then whatever the market does right now, I just stay on the charts right now for for hour, 2 hours, and I just observe, right? And wherever the momentum goes, I just set alerts, wait for the market to pull back, and then I strike with the session's momentum, right? I don't try to forecast that the market is gonna come in right there, because by the time it comes in right there, I could have taken 10 trades and made my week, right? So this is how I look at it right now. It's a bit sketchy because we are tapping inside this supply, so shorts could be coming in right now, right? You can be looking for a 1 minute entry short right now, because technically this one is a valid zone, but I also see that like we have a little bit of a bullish pressure coming in from the downside. And technically, if I'm really technical, this took liquidity, this zone, and broke structure below. So this one was supposed to be a strong zone. What the market did, yes, it came in, respected it, but then it flipped. Okay, so I am more bullish than bearish right now on the Aussie. I do think the previous daily high can get taken, so we can head a little bit above. Okay, so even if you right now get a pullback, then look for a 1 minute entry right there for longs, right? But if this one breaks, then I'm going to be looking for the shorts. Okay, and of course right now it can just push to the upside, then we just don't get a setup. Okay, so that's the Aussie. I do think we have a little bit more upside. So again, guys, monitor what is happening. I do like this kind of session momentum up. So I am more for the longs, but I also don't exclude the possibility for this one going down. But of course, the downside, I'm not going to strike on the 1 minute right now. I'm going to use more confirmation. Okay, so Aussie N is probably also bullish. Yes, we kind of had that bearish vibe on it, but we can see just boom, it pushed up. And right now, as Aussie USD is pulling back up and USD JPY is bullish, right now it's a good time to go long on the JPY pairs. So there is a break of structure. This one could be of nice hourly demand, which is why we actually tapped inside and we're already on the move. So if you're not in, it feels like a bit late already. Yeah, the 50 minutes shifted right here, but it was only a wick. So if you were an early worm, you could be looking for a long trade right there, and it's already over. It already looks like it's gonna take out the high. So if you can catch like any continuations from zones like this, then that's fine. Okay, but as soon as we break this high, anything changes, because what usually happens after we break out a high, we initiate a pullback. Okay, so we can have something like this, then the market can initiate a pullback, and then it can go again, but this might be in New York or even tomorrow. Okay, so I do believe AJ is missed today. If you're not in from here, right, I do think you missed it. Yeah, there's a chance that we're going to get a little pullback right now, but I doubt it, right? So this will be a nice setup for me, yeah, let's see, okay? I don't think it's going to pull back so deep, but if it pulls back, then go long, because right now the sentiment for the, like for EJ, AJ, and potentially NJ is nicely bullish. Okay, so if you can catch any longs, then that's fine. NZD USD. So the first scenario was to immediately initiate a pullback. The second scenario was to break below, consolidate, and then initiate a pullback. Well, we pretty much had this one. We also kind of consolidated for a little bit at the lows. And right now we pushed up, and right now we're pulling back. So the question is this high right now being taken? And for us to tap into the supply, that is the biggest question. And I do think so, because I don't think this pullback is enough for the market to push lower, but it can definitely be. All right, it can definitely be. And if I drop to the 15 minute, we have that same situation, right? Push, pullback, tries to break, then it breaks. Yeah, my major is probably here, because this is the last pullback before we broke. Then this one failed, pushed, broke. So yeah, this one has a very fresh supply right here. Oops, let me just do this. This one has a very fresh supply. You can go short on this one, but I'm again doubting it, right? I'm doubting it. I do think it has more upside. Look at how flat this one formed. This is also the previous daily high, and it's also the Asian range high. So really shorting from this zone is a bit low probability, but according to structure, you can short from this for a nice short like that. But I'm going to use a lot of confirmation on this one. Okay, and this one is definitely different than the Aussie. Yeah, the Aussie shifted structure even right here, tapped 2 times, and right now it's even reversing, while this one looks a bit more bearish. But we know that we actually spotted that the NZD, it's much weaker than the Aussie, so this one is supposed to be more bearish. Okay, so this is a setup, guys, that I would actually look at. It actually looks good. I do lack a liquidity gap, so this zone right there, yes, it took out this high, but those highs are pretty flat, right? There are 1, 2, 3 highs that probably a lot of people have their stop losses just right there. So I do think we can actually spike a little bit above and maybe then reverse. So be careful taking this short, and again, give it more time. There is a possibility we're gonna have a bigger move higher. Okay, so NJ is also gonna be looking like, yeah, so look what happens. We first take out the low, then we take out the high, and then we're back into the range. Okay, so it kind of looks more bullish than bearish. We can drop this demand similar to what we had on AJ. So yes, if you're looking to trade this pair, then I would say long it. Long it. And I only say long it because of the overall sentiment of all pairs. Not that I'm really long on this pair, right? Yes, we broke the low, then we broke the high right there. The market is already running away. There is a demand zone. There is another one. So if you get any pullback, either to this one or to this one, then go long. Okay, and utilize a nice 1 minute entry confirmation, or like 3-5 minute one. Okay, don't try to just set limits on those zones because you can a lot of times get crushed. UJ just continues to break above, right? And it doesn't look like it's gonna stop from this zone. So I mentioned the consolidation, which is happening, but first we actually took out the high, right? We can see that we just spiked above the high. So pretty much this is right now invalid, and it's coming very close to a major high. So I do think 139.50 can be a good target. We have a major high low right now because we have broken major the structure. We have a brand new range, and right now we're just chopping at the top. So I don't know what to expect, right? We can just right now pop to the upside and then initiate a pullback. That could be a nice development. On the 15-minute, yeah, I'm not gonna look on the 15-minute because it's just choppy. Okay, so I know we can try to force it. This is the shift, but then I just don't like how it's developing right now. So I'm giving it time. Okay, I either want to see it start nicely trending lower, so I can take counter trend trades, right? Or I just wait for it to pop above, take out the liquidity, and then see what happens. Okay. So again, guys, it's not every pair is gonna have a setup, and I'm just not shy to admit this. A lot of times I say I just don't know, right? And I don't know what to look on this pair right now. So I just let it go. Okay. GU also similarly, so we expect a break of the high and then a pullback or an immediate pullback. So yes, we broke the low, break of the low. So we broke the low very nicely with a lot of momentum. Right now we pushed a little bit higher and we're just chopping again, right? Similar development to all the pairs right now. So the question is, can we have another pop up and then a reversal? I really do think so, because this is usually how the pattern looks like, right? Consolidation, push up, down. I don't think we're gonna flush from here, but it's possible. It's possible we also do something like this, right? First take out the low, then push up, and then go down. A lot of scenarios are possible in this one. So yes, I am bearish, right? But yes, probably right now, man, this one is tough again. So we broke the high right here, then we broke the low right there. So right now we're respecting probably supply. This one hasn't been retested yet. We're just ranging. It didn't break this one. So what are we doing right now is we're consolidating. Okay, we're building up for something. It was a bank holiday yesterday, although we had a nice move. So a setup like this can occur, although I feel it's risky. Yeah, but it's coming in from this on the left as well. It's the previous daily high that usually gets taken. Or is it the previous daily high? I'm not sure. No, the previous daily high is where the market actually opened, so it's not. Okay, yeah, well, it's very close to it, actually. So yeah, again, guys, this is the only setup that I see which looks valid according to market structure. Again, we also have some flat highs right there to take out, so that could be a nice short, right? But there is also high chance that this level breaks. Okay, so if I'm trading this one, this is how I would be trading it, and I will be looking for a lot of confirmation on this level. Okay, so that's my setup on GU. GJ, it's probably gonna be more bullish. Yes, it kind of opened, pushed up. It still hasn't broken above this major high. So yes, GJ, I have also given up on this pair because I just never understand that. It kind of, yes, looks a bit more bullish, but just look at this price. Immediately as I see it, it just doesn't give me a good vibe. And yeah, so if I just look at the overall sentiment, I would say long, right? I would say long. So if you get a nice, like, which you already have, a nice 15-minute shift, that any pullback right there could be a potential long, okay? But again, guys, make sure to also utilize your own analysis and your own strategy. I know a lot of you are crushing GJ, so I don't really feel confident to to share my analysis on the pair. Nice longness right there. I'm not sure if we called it, but a nice long on Euro GBP, which means that the Euro is stronger than the pound. Doesn't give me a lot of data or something, but yeah, it's nice. Gold, I don't think we got a nice setup on gold. Yeah, the market just broke out the low, and we have a similar development right now. A pullback is already initiated, so is it ready to continue lower, or is it gonna pop above? Again, we don't know, so we have to flow with the markets. The market gave us a nice sharp spike above, and right now it's just shifting lower. So it can respond from a level like this, right, and then pop up. So overall, guys, as you have spotted in all pairs, I do expect another pop above, and this could happen on NFP. Okay, so monitor even for longs right there, which are counter trends, right? But also be aware that gold is perfectly bearish, right? We're tapping right now deeper into demand. The market is probably responding from a nice zone, something like this. Yeah, look at that. So yeah, there is a chance that we're gonna pop up once more, something like this, and then reverse, right? So this is what I would expect. But if the 50-minute right now continues to go short, then just keep following the flow. Okay, keep following the flow. The last kind of lower high on the 50-minute is this, and if this one breaks, then potentially we can say that we shift bullish, and then we can go long. Okay, so this is my outlook on gold. I am once again flowing with the market. The analysis on the indices it remains exactly the same. We're having like a little complex correction right now, so I am looking for more signs. I'm looking for another break of structure, and then just to continue following the flow. They're all the same. Okay, there is push, a little pullback, so I'm looking for either a push, pullback, then to go short, right? Or I'm looking for a deeper pullback in order to get a short from the high price. And also S&P is the same. So I just have to move my lines a little bit. So nothing much more to mention on the indices. I'm looking forward for this week and for all the news that we have this week. Bitcoin is also initiating a pullback, so let's see for how long and if we can get actually a nice short. And I do believe Ethereum is doing the same. Yeah, Ethereum is actually tapping into demand already and already running into supply, so quite a good development. Okay, but I'm not into crypto right now, so taking it easy. Okay, guys, so very important once again to flow with the markets. Again, you can see that EU is just chopping around right now, so it doesn't give you a short, neither a long. AU is also kind of rejecting from the zone, but it still hasn't moved. GU is also sketchy a little bit. It's kind of chopping around. The JPYs look like longs, so if you're looking to trade something right now, then maybe go long on the JPY pair, right? Gold needs a bit more development. I do think we can pop up, take out this high, come and retest like 1750 or a little bit above, preferably this wick right there. I do think this is a nice zone to retest, somewhere within the zone, and then short. So keep in mind we have a very busy week ahead of us. NFP, a lot of news, so today could be a consolidative day. Okay, so guys, flow with the markets. I'm gonna be back full time next week. I'm helping my parents move right now. It's a very busy process. I'm very tired, but of course here I am with the video. Hope it's gonna upload fast. I wish you good luck this week, guys, and talk to you on Saturday.